Hello and welcome to Digi8.com.
In this video, we are going to cover the topic on predatory pricing. Now let's start with the definition of predatory pricing. Predatory pricing is when a firm starts keeping prices of a product very low to keep competition out or force it out. It helps them expand their market share and capture a majority of it. This is done by large companies as they can afford to lose revenue in the short run. Therefore, they will keep their prices much lower than that of their rivals. Rival firms will be unable to keep their prices as low. They will not be able to handle the losses. They are unable to keep up as a result. The lack of rivals means the firm can now price its products like it has a monopoly. It can now increase its prices and recover what it has lost. Predatory pricing goes against antitrust regulations and is thus illegal. It tends towards a monopoly. Moving on to predatory pricing strategy. Let's look at it briefly. Predatory pricing is different from regular competitive pricing. Large-scale firms can pull it off. They have the resources to sustain a short-term loss in profits. Firms that have just entered the market or have smaller incomes cannot do so. They're usually forced to bow out. There are two steps to the process. First, the large-scale company starts off by reducing its prices to a below-cost rate. Then, the market prices also shift to this new equilibrium. The larger firms make losses in the short run. However, the smaller players are now unable to sustain their resulting losses. Once the rivals are pushed out, the larger firm can start asking for increased prices. If it has captured enough of the market, it can charge almost monopoly level prices. It can thus recover losses at this stage. This ends up making it worse for customers. They have to pay the high price. They don't even have the competitors they can turn to, or I may say alternatives they can look after. Moving on to the effects of predatory pricing. Customers do have a benefit initially when predatory pricing starts. Resulting price war means they can afford products and services at a lower rate. There is also initially a much greater variety to choose from. Customers now have better leverage. This results in a buyer's market. However, this does not last long. Later, once the competition is wiped out, the dominant firm will increase the price gradually, thus exhibiting seller's market. Next, why is predatory pricing unethical? Predatory manufacturing damages customers in the long run. It is also harmful to competition. As a result, competition regulations in many places prohibit predatory pricing. Nevertheless, firms have a way out. Accusations of predatory pricing can be hard to substantiate. The firms can always argue that reducing prices is par for the course. It is a normal part of competitive pricing. It is also possible that the firms fail in its attempt at predatory pricing. Pushing out rivals and then regaining losses can be very hard to pull off. Moving on to the legal aspects involved in predatory pricing. Multiple jurisdictions see predatory pricing as harmful to competition. Not all countries ban it outright. However, many do regulate it strictly. It is prohibited in Australia, for example. The country's trade practices mandates that a large part of industry's market share must belong to the dominant firm. India also bans the practice through its Competition Act 2002. It defines predatory pricing as reducing the price of service and goods to lower than its cost with the aim of eliminating competition. Section 4 of the Act states that predatory pricing is a misuse of power by a firm that dominates a market. The cost of service or a product is determined by regulatory bodies. And moving on, finally, to predatory pricing examples. In India, it is the leading telecom player Jio, which was accused of predatory pricing about 5 years back when it entered the market. The other brand that has faced allegations has been Walmart. In its Mexico operations, antitrust regulations presided over the regulatory authorities prevented Walmex from buying the retail stores of Soriana. Walmex is a subsidiary of Walmart in Mexico and sees Soriana as its chief rival in the country. The other example involving Walmart is in Germany. In Germany, it is illegal to sell a product beneath its cost price. This aims to protect smaller firms. However, the country stood at risk of seeing a price war in markets like vegetable oil, butter, milk, etc. This could throw small scales out of business. Customers would also have to pay more and fewer options to choose from later on. The issue involved Walmart and two of the other large-scale retail firms in the country. Germany's highest court oversaw the matter in 2003. Walmart was found to be breaking the country's antitrust laws by charging lower than the cost and harming competition. Walmart, however, got the decision overruled by appealing in a state court. The Carroll office then took the issue to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court came to a decision that charging below the cost of product is damaging to smaller competitions. In the long run, it tends to kick out competitors. So that's it, folks. This brings an end to the topic on predatory pricing. These are the list of sources and links referred to for the content in the video.
Thank you and see you in the next video.